Welcome to Escape This Podcast, a show that's a mix between tabletop role-playing and escape room puzzles. Danny, have you written us a room today?
Nah, decided I didn't wanna.
We have a recording.
Kicking my feet back and up, arms behind my head.
Yeah, Danny
and
does.
I'm going on writer's strike. That's not still going anymore.
Yeah,
damn.
they finished the writer's strike, so you have to have written us a room.
Does that mean you're paying me more, producer?
Damn. All right. We'll kick this can down the road. We'll get somebody else. Every episode, we have a guest come on and we play through an escape room. Usually Danny makes them, but sometimes.
But this time you've hired a scab, haven't you?
Sometimes a scab comes on and writes a room instead of Danny. And
I hate that, don't I?
And Danny hates it. In this case, welcome to the show, Lexi Connell.
Hello, pleasure to be here.
So you've written an escape room for us to play.
I have, yes. Yes, I am a scab and I apologise, but yes.
Yeah, the intro of this episode really put this forward like it's a new concept. We've done it many, many, many times before, but we're always excited to be able to play a room together and to see what a guest brings.
No, I've brought an adversarial energy to this and I have to commit to it.
You don't have to maintain it. You can let the bit go for the sake of all of us.
All right.
We're really, really excited to play the room. Do you have any fun little tidbits about the room to tease it before we get into it?
I can indeed. So, this room came about originally as a kind of thought experiment where I wanted to try and cross both Escape This Podcast and Solve This Murder into a single bite-size episode.
Ooh, Escape This Murder. Someone chasing you with an axe.
I have written the words murder room, ? Because I don't know how far this thought experiment goes. I don't know if I can say that with certainty yet.
Now, I'm assuming what you've done is the good version of mixing the two formats, which is you've made a very well-designed, path-driven puzzle escape room that has a murder that gets solved, as opposed to the opposite, which is where, with no instructions and no limitations, we have to just get out of a room that doesn't have real puzzles in it and
that
just see if we can do it.
That ends up taking 6 weeks and might have me cry, but that gets cut
I'm
out of
assuming
the
you've
edit.
done it the good way.
Oh, no. Hopefully, this will be an enjoyable one, definitely. As a small disclaimer for it, there are definitely puzzles, don't worry. There are some escape room elements, but also there will be some clues. So there are sometimes puzzles that may be linked either to giving you access to other parts of the room or to actually solving the murder.
Lovely.
Okay.
So sometimes we might solve it and get a key. Sometimes we might solve it and get a motive.
Lovely.
That's how I've put it in my head. Well, look, when we have guests on the show, we always ask the same two questions. And the first is, this is an escape room show. What is your escape room experience?
I've literally only done one real-life escape room in the past, which was a work event, which as a team building exercise, it did not go well. People did not engage with it, so it was kind of one of those ones where you're kind of like picking up the pieces an hour in, being like, okay, well, I guess, let's just go for a drink, I guess. That would be the extent of it. Other than that, mostly just through, listening to your wonderful podcast, but also I've developed a couple of interesting ones that I've ran for some people in the past.
Oh, wonderful. You'd really downplayed that at the end, but that's pretty cool. Not many people make these. So this is one of a few rooms that you've designed then?
Yes, it's definitely the most complete, I would say, and has the strongest identity. Some of the others are a little bit,
Or the others get halfway through and just said, and then, I don't know, there's probably some keys in the door opens or something. You go home.
Yeah, you get 3/4 of the way through and then the floor just isn't there anymore.
Yeah, I forgot to render this part in my brain. Lovely. That's very cool. Maybe at some point you'll have even more to bring and you'll become a regular guest contributor. Who knows?
If you want to.
If you want to.
You haven't heard us do this yet.
It is unpaid labor. Then the other element of this show is it is escape room.
Unpaid labor? You're not a good scab, are you?
Yeah, you're a scab. You forgot the key part.
Oh, no. I should have done my homework.
You're a scab who scabs on principle, not for profit.
Yeah, I just saw Danny being
you just hate
kind
people.
of you brought that adversarial energy. I'm the same.
Yeah. So this show is escape rooms mixed with a tabletop role-playing style. What is your tabletop role-playing experience?
I have a little bit more experience there in terms of playing quite a bit of Dungeons and Dragons. I have played in a couple of different games amongst friends. I have DM'd a little bit here and there as well, which was great up until the pandemic when it became very difficult to actually arrange rooms and time for people to be together.
That's so funny. I felt the opposite. I feel like as soon as the pandemic happened, it was like, oh, finally, everyone's free to jump on a Zoom call and play games.
Yeah, I think the problem we had was that like some people were able to be in room and other people really weren't. So like we had like 1 or 2 people being virtual, and it was like a group of 7 people.
That's tough. A half virtual, half physical.
Very hard. Yeah,
that's very rough. Oh well, lovely. That's fantastic. That's a good skill set. Listen to our show, done an escape room, written some, and played a lot of games. It sounds
you
good.
fit our demographics well.
It works out great. All right, I think we're ready. Danny, do you have your pen and paper and everything ready to go?
I get this is an audio medium, but does the audience really need to know that? And you do know this.
Yeah, I can see it. This is a bit for the audience to be like, does Danny have their pen and paper?
I'll click my pen a few times.
There you go. That's the Foley work I wanted. All right. Oh, listen to that paper. Lexi, I think whisk us away into a world of puzzles and intrigue.
Alrighty. The sunlight is starting to fade out over the fields as evening slowly descends. The vista is lazily passing you by as you look out the window, accompanied by the soft rocking motion of the steam train that you are traveling on. If this seems a little retro, that's because it is. This is a fancy steam train ride and weekend retreat to the middle of nowhere, away from both society and from modern technology. No phones, laptops, or anything else digital allowed. Now, as true crime podcasters, you'd normally be upset at the thought of being separated from all your tech, but the podcast hasn't been doing so well lately, and maybe a break and some relaxation is just what you need.
A true crime podcast not doing well. I don't understand this world.
They all do so well.
As you're relaxing in your seat, you hear a whispered conversation behind you, and your sixth sense for a story kicks in. You overhear a couple of train conductors discussing a murder in the first-class car behind you. As they walk past, you hear them mention that the passengers have been moved to a different carriage, and the police won't be able to make it to the retreat until the next day. And get this, the conductor continues. Miss Rossi discovered the body. Apparently she came back from the bathroom to all 3 other passengers fast asleep. Do you believe her? More than the other one claiming to be a cop. And he walks off. Your mind begins to race. Now, your podcast, only murders that take place on trains, maybe in hindsight a little niche, and has struggled ever since you solved the case of the Overland Undertaker. But this one, this could be your big comeback. As you get up to make your way in, the remaining conductor notices you. Eyes open wide, beckons you over. I love your podcast. The way you solved the Spirit of Queensland Strangler, incredible. I trust you more to figure out than the police. Go on in, you have an hour or so. We'll be bringing the suspects back in before we pull into the station. Before then, try to find the murder weapon, figure out what happened, and if you can figure out who the murderer is, I'll subscribe to your Patreon.
Oh. Perfect.
And with that, the door opens, you step into a carriage, and the door closes behind you.
Brilliant. I think we did it. Obviously, I know I said that last time we had a guest murder mystery, but I think we did it because we needed another. Look at the motive. Our train-based podcast is failing. We need another murder to keep it running. We've got skin in the game. Also, and I checked my pockets, I do have a bloody knife in my pocket.
Oh, okay. Well, this was easy. We're good at this.
Yeah, you made it too easy.
Well, with that, as the train pulls into no.
Okay, so we go into the carriage. What do we see?
I will paint a picture for you. So, the room itself consists of this one carriage. You won't need to go out of the carriage at all to explore anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So you have basically a big rectangle. On your left, as you enter the room, the immediate corner, you have a small trash can. In the corner on your right, you have a coat stand. Along the left-hand wall, you have a bar with some beer taps, glasses, things like that, stocked behind it. Oh, and there's a body on the floor behind the bar.
Woo-hoo. Oh, okay. Oh, of all things, I didn't leave room for a body. Weird.
In the far left corner, continuing down that wall, you have a large iron locker. All right, so that's for the left-hand side. On the right-hand side of the wall, what you have is essentially 2 groups of 2 chairs with a table, so all along the wall. So you have seat 5, followed by a table in the middle, and then seat 6. So those 2 seats are facing each other. And then past that, you also have another 2 seats and a table, seat 7 and seat 8.
I feel like we're missing 4 seats.
And in the far right corner, you have a decorative glass case. So yeah, that's the overall description of the room. I invite you to start exploring, figure out what you can interact with, and you may figure out what this mystery was.
All right.
All right. So,
Yep.
I'm split between a few options to start with. Do we do the sensible murder mystery thing and examine the body?
No.
Do we do the sensible escape this podcast thing and check the door we just came through?
Mm-hmm.
Or do we check our own pockets because we totally did this?
I think okay, first of all, do we have a smoking gun in our pocket right now?
You don't, but Danny, as you look down at Bill's shirt, you can see a few blood spots.
What did you do?
Oh no. Okay.
No, that is a joke.
Let's check the door.
Okay.
As you check the door behind you, you can confirm that it is indeed been locked by the conductor as he let you into the room.
Okay, wonderful. We have ticked off checking the door.
Good to know.
So no one can yell at us if there was anything on the door.
Body?
I suppose that makes sense.
Okay, we can go to the bin
no,
first.
No. Let's check the body.
Okay.
Let's do it like real humans.
Alrighty, so you make your way behind the bar, and you can see the body of a man lying dead on the floor. The body is dressed in what appears to be the uniform that all of the conductors are wearing. As this is a period time train, this consists of a large blue coat with 6 brass buttons on the front, you know, those big oversized buttons.
Oh, yeah.
And also has a matching navy blue cap, which
Yes,
is
I drew
pulled
a cap
down
already.
over the face. Perfect. And the jacket is slightly open. And you can see also some black trousers and black boots.
Okay.
If we rifle through his pockets, do we find anything of interest? In particular, say, an ID?
You don't find anything in the pockets per se. As you go patting the body down, you instinctively go to look inside the inner pocket, and you find under the jacket there is a stab wound in the chest.
I was going to ask if we saw the cause of death, but for some reason that seems secondary to looting him.
Just a quick check on the details here. There's a stab wound under the jacket in his chest.
Mm-hmm.
Does it go through the jacket, or has the jacket been put on to cover the stab wound up?
There is no rip mark on the jacket itself.
That's a clue. That's
Yeah,
a clue, Danny. Put that in your
sus on
clue journal. Stabbed under jacket.
I also note that the hat was sort of put down. I'm worried that we lift it up and it's going to be our dad or something.
Can we lift up
late
the hat?
30s,
Is it our dad?
Probably not, but is it our long-lost brother?
It is not. You do lift up the hat, and you do see what seems to be a youngest person in their like late 20s, maybe early 30s. A bit of a 5 o'clock shadow. As you lifted up the cap to look at the face, you noticed that the mouth was slightly ajar on the body as well.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, good. That's how I drew it.
And inside, you see what seems to be a crumpled up brown leaf.
Oh.
Oh.
I use my presumably razor-sharp fingernails to act as tweezers and see if I can pull some leaf out without damaging it.
Like just a tree leaf?
You can indeed. As you pull it out, it seems to be a dried leaf of sorts, and as you pick it out, the smell of nicotine hits you very strongly.
Okay.
Is this normally how people consume nicotine? I don't know that much about
when you chew
smoking
tobacco,
or
it's just
chewing.
one big leaf?
Okay.
All right. Leaf. I'm in puzzle mode rather than murder mode. I really want to press those 6 normal... I know they're buttons like a shirt button, but they've got really reference, and I want to press them.
That's
but
interesting.
I'm not going to, because that would be nonsense.
I was busy murder mysterying and going, oh yeah, okay, there are 6 buttons. Are there supposed to be 6? Is there a 7th that's meant to be hanging around somewhere? Is this normal? But,
can we look around the bar area now that we're in?
Yeah, okay. We've got to look around, see if there was signs of a struggle, anything like that. Tell us about this bar area.
Alrighty. So yeah, you are standing behind the bar currently. You do have the body down beneath your feet.
We won't step on it.
Perfect. In terms of the bar itself, you have 5 different beer taps that are available. You have what seems to be a small bowl of sweets, which is half empty. You have an ice compartment, which is available. And there are also a couple of plug sockets, one of which has a charger plugged in.
Okay.
Just a charger dangling loose, no device attached?
No device attached. As you look at the charger, though, you can see it seems to be a little bit older. It doesn't look like it's for a modern device.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. It's for a classic 1800s device. This is how they plugged in their oil lamps. Okay. So we got beers, I've written lollies because I've decided we're going to use all the possible words for candy. There you go.
Okay.
An ice compartment and a plug, one and with a charger and an empty plug.
There is also a half-drank glass of water on the bar itself on the customer side.
Well, we say that. It's probably cyanide. You should drink it. See what happens.
I sniff it and I check for lipstick.
You do not find any lipstick on there, and the sniff seems to be water, as best as you can tell.
Okay.
Okay.
You do notice, though, a couple of blood spatters around that area
Right.
on the customer side of the bar.
Okay. Interesting. The fact that the jacket was put over the body, do you reckon this person is a conductor?
I'm not convinced.
Or were they killed
But
by someone else and then dressed up as the conductor?
I think we should keep exploring
Let's
the
keep
room
exploring.
and then we can make some decisions.
Yeah, we don't need to deduce. We've got to search.
Let's check this bin, this trash can.
Yeah, can we check the bin?
Alrighty, in the trash can, you only have a single scrumpled up piece of paper, and this one simply says default code 0000.
All right, default code 0000. That sounds like locker talk to me.
Yeah, but a default code. What are the odds that
What if
they
they
haven't changed it?
But I think we got to follow
think
the
it's a
path.
lost
We got to
cause.
follow the path.
Really? You don't want to do a circle around
Nope,
the room and
I
end at the
I want to head
lockers?
straight to the locker.
Okay, I guess we're going clockwise. Whatever. Weird clockwise. We skip past the bar that we already did out of order.
We're following our nose.
And I guess we'll check out these lockers.
As you approach the locker, you have a single tall iron locker in front of you, which does not have a key code. It seems it has an iron key lock in place, so it would require a key.
Okay, wonderful.
So, that was a failure. What about this glass cabinet? Maybe
Let's
that needs a
check
combo.
out this glass cabinet.
Alrighty, so a lot of this train is decorated to kind of be a commemorative piece of history, and inside this case you have an old book. This is a book from the 1920s, 1930s called the Acme Book of Codes.
Well, the
Stop,
default
stop.
code is 0000.
And is this cabinet, things are reachable? They're not barred off or glass doored off in any
So
way? Or?
this case itself seems to be sealed with no noticeable entryway. It is a glass case that's covering the book. You can actually see the first page
Ooh.
through the glass, however. The page that seems to be open on is an index section.
For people at home, you should be able to see this.
Oh my
god.
god. That's an index page
This is
of
an
a book.
index. I was
That's-
going to try and describe it to you,
Oh,
but
dear.
man, what an index.
Yeah,
This
you know
is-
what the back of a book looks like when it's just got a list of terms and the page that you might find them on? It's that.
Yeah, this is something like, it's 3 columns. Each thing probably has like
They're
30
so
words
old.
on it.
This is exciting.
And
Some
it's
of them are really
anything-
old words.
We start from steel, iron, and the metal section, which is pages 786 to 823, all the way to zinc, which is on page 847, and also on page 785, and also on page 728.
Why are there multiple entries for vermicelli?
Whoa.
Yeah, this is a very interesting bit of history, and I'll actually, if you are interested, I'll send you the link to this because you can actually look at the archive of this entire document online if you are so interested.
Nice.
Oh,
But essentially,
man.
this is a book of codes that would be used to reduce the cost of telegrams that were sent up and down the train lines.
Oh,
What?
That's so
And so
cool.
they would often have 5 letters or 5 digits to kind of describe a specific product or have other codes along those lines.
That makes sense.
So, if you're looking for ox tongue, rather than have to type out ox tongue, there'll be some code, which in this case will be on page 727. Here's how you just put this in. People will know that means ox tongue.
Exactly.
And we get to sell 2 copies of our book.
hmm
Now,
So some of these have codes already.
Mm.
Sulfur content is Uwoy. Sulfate of iron is
Mhm.
Ulpuff.
One thing that interests me is one in the middle column that caught my eye was tobacco leaf.
Oh, tobacco leaf.
It doesn't
yeah.
have one of the codes next to it, just a normal page.
But we
which
have
I
found
gather.
that tobacco leaf
we
is on
can't
page
read.
836.
Yeah, that's
Right,
curious.
this same page as Toluol for all you people playing along
Ooh.
at home. Oh,
Toluol,
Danny.
as in 2,4,6 trinitrotoluene,
probably.
a variant on that. Cool.
2,4,6 trinitrotoluene.
I mean, TNT is also on there.
True. Also, fun chemistry fact. We've got wolfram.
Oh, that's
Wolfram.
exciting.
Okay.
All
Oh,
right.
for all you 20K fans, there's Ultramarine.
That's just a color as well.
Yeah, it is.
What?
I know, I'm having fun. All right. Tear allowance? Okay, I can't just keep reading this old index. It's too.
Yes.
It's actually weirdly enticing.
Yep.
Sometimes you'll
Honestly,
read an
yeah.
old book and you just go like, "Oh, that's so cool."
I'll share it with you afterwards so you can take a look.
That feels
spend some time
literally
with it if you want.
like something that we should reference. Like
A
when we
lot.
find a thing, we should be referencing this thing.
Yeah.
So okay, it doesn't matter. But let's move on and look at some tables, right?
Yeah, I guess we'll go on to the tables and chairs. Would you rather we look at them individually or are they a collective, these chairs?
We can go through them individually.
All right.
So, as you're approaching from where the glass case was, the first seat that you come across is seat number 8.
Okay.
In this seat, you can see that there is an empty pint glass on the table in front of it. And in the overhead, you can see a... How are we with brand names?
Go for it.
Okay, because I changed it to Louis Button anyway, just, which I thought was funny. So we have a Louis Button travel bag in the overhead.
Someone's either very fancy or trying to look very fancy.
Next seat, shall we?
Yeah, I guess so.
So seat 7, we don't have a beer glass. We have what seems to be a plastic travel bottle.
Oh, they're so out of. You can't bring that on this train. No plastic allowed.
As you pick it up, you instantly get the smell of something very healthy in there. It smells like, and I'm going to reveal how unhealthy I am because I don't know what healthy smells like, but also it smells like a cross between seaweed, kale, and a protein shake.
Yeah, that seems fair.
That sounds
I believe
healthy to
it.
me.
And in the overhead above this one, you have a grey backpack.
You don't have to draw the backpack. There's actually a word that you can write down that indicates it's a backpack. It's
Funnily
called the
enough,
word backpack.
Drawing is for backpacks, writing is for drink receptacles.
Ridiculous. All right, seat number 6.
Yep, sure, let's keep going.
Seat number 6, you have what seems to be just a 2/3 empty pint glass. 2/3 full, sorry. In the overhead, we have a green satchel.
Lovely. And seat number 5.
Seat 5, we have 2 empty pint glasses.
Hoo-hoo.
We have a newspaper and some reading glasses on the table. And we also have a black briefcase in the overhead.
Okay. Danny,
Yeah.
there's too much to do in this room.
Yeah.
We got to power through.
Yeah.
No more time for fun or games
Uh-huh.
or bits, which we haven't really done either. We've just been taking a long time to search.
Sure.
We got to do this. We've got coats to look at, but presumably also we could start like going through these bags.
We could. Let's look at
or-
the code stand first and then come back and rattle
let's
some bags.
tick off
I
the-
want to
the-
shake that suitcase and see what noise it makes.
Lovely. Let's check the coats first so we can tick off the rest of the room.
Perfect. So on the coat stand, you have 3 coats. The first one is a black leather jacket, which has on the inside pocket, a police badge.
They were mentioned by the person at the start of the intro.
And the badge is for one Detective Jonathan Coulson.
Oh, he did it.
Cool. So, next jacket.
The next jacket is a fashionable bomber jacket.
Hey.
Inside the pocket, you find what seems to be an iron-on band patch that you would often see on, some like denim jackets and things like that. That's just loose inside the pocket.
Iron on. Okay.
Mm.
Thought it was sounded like you tried to off-brand conspiracy theory. It's not QAnon. It's iron on. For a particular band?
I'm going to go with one of the suggestions that one of my friends made here, which was Guns and Corpses.
They did it. Okay, and the final jacket.
The final jacket is a long brown sensible coat. On the inner pocket, you find an empty glasses case.
They did it.
Great.
Okay,
Shake some bags.
I guess we got to shake some bags.
Okay, so incidentally, so I presume this is the cabin with the murder happened. So this Miss Rossi person went to a bathroom, which is presumably out the door and not in here.
Yep.
Came back in here. The other 3 people were supposedly asleep when this happened.
Sure.
So probably be handy to try to identify like what seat goes with what person. We'll find out, I guess.
Now, I would like to point out, so obviously we know that seat 5 that had the glasses on it goes with long coat.
Seems like it.
also has a briefcase.
Mhm.
Briefcase probably had the instructions for code setting with the 0000 default code.
Why?
Because a briefcase will have a 4-digit code to open it.
Oh, it might. It can
So
be
that-
6 as well. It can
Yeah,
be
but I
3,
bet you it's
same
4.
on
So
each
I'd
side.
like to look at it and
Yeah,
see
this
if
is
it
why
has
I
a
wanted to
4-digit
shake the
code.
briefcase first.
Can we have a look at this briefcase? Can we have a
pick up
brief look at this case?
You briefly look at this briefcase, just in case. You discover that there is a little bit of a rattle as you pick it up,
Yes.
and it has a 3-digit code.
Damn it!
Told you.
Okay.
Can I sniff these empty pint glasses to see if they just smell like alcohol, or do they also smell like nicotine?
You do not get a smell of nicotine from them, no. You are
That's
mostly
fair,
smelling alcohol.
I don't even know if that'd be possible.
Yeah, that was my line of thought as well.
Should we check more bags?
Yeah.
Let's check the green satchel.
Yeah, let's just go through one by one and empty out these people's belongings, invade their privacy.
Feel free. In the green satchel, you find what seems to be a lot of clothes that have been kind of stuffed in. It's not very orderly at all. And also in there, you find what appears to be a phone charger.
Which means they didn't have to plug their phone in at the bar because they've got their charger here.
True enough.
Okay. Let's keep checking.
Backpack.
Sure. Grey backpack.
This one definitely makes a bit of noise as you pick it up. And it's a little bit heavy despite its small size. Inside, you find an empty pint glass.
Oh, that's weird. Oh, this is with a health drinker. Is he hiding the fact that he's not health drinking?
You see an empty
just
pint glass.
steals.
You see a bunch of empty sweet wrappers.
Yeah.
Aw.
And you also find a book, which has been uploaded as well.
All right. Okay, Danny, would you like to read stuff about this book?
Yeah, I can certainly see a cover for it. Erudite Books 555, The Power of Numbers and Selective Superstition by one Glenn Stock. And does that look like a fingerprint to you?
Yeah, is that part of the book's design, or is that someone's left a big black inky fingerprint?
I only thought of that after the fact, but it is just part of the design because I wanted to make it look fancy.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, a book about superstition, you can never tell.
Do we just quickly try 555 on the briefcase?
Oh, I guess.
We just found it. We could just check.
Yeah, sure.
Does 555 open
Indeed.
the briefcase?
It does indeed.
Oh, what? Okay.
Yeah,
Somebody suggested it to him through powers of selective superstition.
On the inside of the book, before we move on, you do see inside the cover a handwritten autograph. It's always nice to meet a fan. G-Stock.
Okay. G-Stock signed it. Oh, G-Stock will be the guy. It looks. Is the ink on the signature still wet?
Fairly.
Yeah, because it was signed on this train. The guy,
yeah.
the briefcase guy, the long coat guy, is the writer G-Stock.
Now, question. Is this person with the backpack just a kleptomaniac?
Yes.
Are they just taking things from all over the place?
Oh, have they stolen a bunch of stuff? Or do they just get the book signed and then try and hide away some sweets and some drinking stuff? I mean, we just steal a glass and put it in your bag. So maybe they did steal, like to hide it. So maybe they're just a kleptomaniac. We'll find out.
Yeah.
Or maybe this is all their stuff. Either way, we know who G-Stock is.
Briefcase.
Alrighty. You open up the briefcase with the code 555. You hear a satisfying click as it opens. Inside the briefcase, you find a knife.
What?
Danny, we found a knife. Danny, they did it.
No, hold on.
Oh, wait, what type of a knife? Oh, a butter knife.
I sniff it. Does it smell like butter or blood?
It has definitely been cleaned, but you do get the sense that there is some blood. That you get
As-
that irony sense.
Remember the Dungeons and Daddies episode where they did the How Get 'Em the Poker Face style one, and they discovered that if you have a powerful enough sense of smell, no mystery is a
Yeah, you
mystery
can
to
solve
you.
every crime. Okay.
Very true. The knife itself it doesn't look like a typical kitchen knife either. Like, this is definitely a knife that is seemingly made for purpose.
Yeah.
Interesting. Does it look like it is thematically timey, or does
I'd
it
say a
look like
little
it
bit,
belongs
yeah.
on this train? Okay. Interesting.
It says a little bit, definitely. I wouldn't say it looks like it belongs to the train necessarily, but...
Could have been someone who was trying, putting
Sure,
a bit of
potentially.
effort in.
Okay, knife in a... That was in the briefcase. Briefcase
Yeah.
had a knife in it. That's wild. All right, we still have one bag to check out, by the way.
We do. We should
Which
check
is
out the
The Louis
but-
Vuitton.
yeah.
Alrighty. Inside the Louis Vuitton bag, you find also some clothes, some sunglasses, and you also find a journal.
I like journals.
hmm
People write stuff in them. Incriminating stuff. Let's do it.
And on the front, it says property of J. Cools.
Oh, so that's Joey Cools. That's John Coulson, the cop.
That makes
The
sense.
cop. Does it?
What, that his name could, that he might think of himself as Joey Cool?
Oh, I more meant that he'd have a Louis Vuitton or Louis Vuitton style bag. Anything interesting? Can we have a look at this journal?
You can indeed. You see there's definitely a bunch of pages that have been ripped out at the front. The dates are on each page, and on this one that you can see, you have what seems to be a bit of ciphered text, which has now been uploaded.
I like that.
Oh.
Whoa, that's ciphered, all right.
So this is, all right, so for people at home, you should be able to see this in the show notes below. But otherwise, yeah, this is a notepad, and on it is written pure gibberish. FGPKO apostrophe U Murgrv Suwakgov Dwv Ugaw Iwara. So, or Lawara. So yeah, that's some ciphered stuff. Now, it is one of the ones that's been ciphered with grammar, which means almost we might want to try and do it ourselves, you know?
I will say I've seen something that repeated itself.
Oh, what is that?
Should we-
Ugo. It's Ugo. There's a couple of Ugos. There's a couple of Dwovs.
Yeah, no, slight pause. Yeah, I noticed a couple of dwarves, which is very good news. Yeah, Lexi, what is your preference for us to do? Would you like us to set this aside as we can't possibly solve this now, or would you like us to mess with it right now?
Honestly, I really don't have a preference. I am more than happy if you think you figured it out. I will just put in the translated version straight away. Honestly, it's fine.
Certainly haven't figured it out, but it's just when it comes to these things, do you want us to find another hint first, or?
No, definitely. Yeah, no, it is very much like this was kind of intended to be a beginner's cipher, I will say. That's like, and I had an expectation that you would probably figure it out fairly quickly, so yeah.
Oh, that's exciting. Well, yeah, I do see, twice I see DWV as a word, which is tempting to go with the common ones. Could that be a the? Does that fit with any sort of ciphering? Almost like a backwards one. Hold on. ZYXWV. Yes, I know the alphabet backwards. UT.
Oh, is it just...
Hold on.
No, because T is...
No, you're right.
the 20,
W doesn't work
It's not
for
just
that.
like reverse order alphabet or something. Yeah.
But it could just be like piecing letters.
It could
in
be
places.
Because I was just looking
then
like
we'd have to do
if
that
was
manually.
if DWV was like the word the, it wouldn't be rotational, right?
No.
'Cause W and V are not as far apart as
You're right.
they're not a different far apartness than H and E. So it's not just a pure it's rotational cipher.
That's true. That's
Looks
true.
like things if that's the word the, it might not be. Yeah, we could keep looking for clues if you like.
Hold on. I'm still going here.
There's three instances of apostrophe U, which makes you think that it's an S.
I agree. So what
not-
would that be doing? S T. Oh,
And
that would
what's
only be
U-
moving forward 2 spaces, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Does that work? No. Wait. No. Yes. No. This
No,
is
it doesn't
hard.
look like it's rotational. Looks like it's just random things that have been swapped.
Yeah,
If S is U, though, what's this word ugu? S something something
Something S.
something S. And the second one's a double letter.
Hmm.
Seems.
Ooh, that's fun.
Seems, but to start a sentence with seems is a bit odd.
The U and the turning G's into E's makes sense for that. And sorry, I just realized I was going totally the wrong way.
Oh,
with
so is it
working
just
backwards?
Wait, is it just what, like we just go 2 steps forward from our original letter? Or
Cut.
2 steps back from our current one?
Is DWV cut if I go
Oh,
backwards
it's
2 letters? No,
cut.
but
But.
that's better. That makes sense.
Oh, so okay, so it is rotational.
I think it's
And we're just going back
rotational.
2 letters.
Yeah, we need to subtract 2
from
what
this.
we have right
If
now.
our original message would have gone forward 2 letters.
Let's hold on.
Now, did you say you had a solved one? Because if that's true,
I
I'd
do
rather you
indeed.
just... Great, save us the process now that we've
It is
solved
now
what it is.
in there.
Denim?
With that, you have decrypted it.
Oh, that was great.
God, I love ciphers. As long as
That's
they're
so
reasonable.
interesting.
As long
Yeah.
as they're reasonable ones. Like, puzzle hunts take it too far. They upset me.
Yeah, puzzle hunts take everything too far. That's their
It
whole
did
bit.
say denim.
So, Dan, we have ciphered or deciphered this note.
Sentence by
would you like to
sentence?
read it out?
Oh, okay.
No, read the whole thing.
All right. Denim's kept quiet, but seems jumpy. Bodybuilders nicking anything not bolted
Yep, you're right.
down.
They were stealing.
Nothing valuable so far. Writer's quiet. Seems 2 pints knocked him sideways.
Yep.
Bartender pours a terrible pint, but strong stuff. Nap time.
Nap time. Okay, so the cop is writing this about denim bodybuilder and writer.
Okay. This is fair. So this seems to suggest that the cop, if he is still a cop, was planning on taking a nap.
Yep.
Unless this is an ironclad alibi.
The writer is what's his name?
Oh, okay, so that's
G.
Glenn.
Stock.
Okay, so that is Glenn Stock.
He had the 2
Great.
beers, which is at his table. We think that the bodybuilder is the one who's drinking the health drink and
Makes
is also
sense.
stealing
Stealing.
everything.
Denim.
And then Denim has kept quiet but seems jumpy. Would imply that Denim is the one with the green satchel and the 2/3 full pint glass.
Makes sense to me.
And in the satchel were clothes and a phone charger.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't seen. Is the bomber jacket like a denim jacket?
No, it would be more of a like a fabric.
Yeah,
I don't know. I
Like
don't know
a,
what fabric.
like a bomber,
jackets
like how
are.
a bomber
Yeah.
jacket looks.
Exactly.
Puffy, but not too puffy. But
Yeah.
quite puffy.
Maybe like a
Okay,
a
so we
suede-y
haven't seen
soft leather thing.
denim to my knowledge yet.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Okay.
Bartender.
Wild. Bartender pours a terrible pint, but strong stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why the bartender pours a terrible pint? Because it's a fake bartender.
I like it.
Otherwise, they wouldn't train to pour a better pint.
Okay.
At the
okay.
Bartenders Association.
All right. Well, now I panic a little bit because we have done our cursory look at everything. So now we actually have to find the real stuff.
Oh yeah.
I think that you did discover something else at table 5, in front of seat 5.
A newspaper.
Oh,
I
you're
knew I had
right.
put it off. Yes. And before we check the newspaper, the other thing that I had put off in my head to ask about was we've sort of looked. These tables have been included in our glances at the chairs.
Mm.
Is there anything? You never know what people expect to search. If we're like getting under the tables, under the chairs, looking at extra details. Is there-
Absolutely.
Fine.
He said, finding clues.
So as you're kind of around that area, you're kind of like standing in the middle of the carriage. You start getting down on all fours, looking around. One thing that you find, first of all, is a few blood splatters on the floor below where that water glass was on
Okay.
the bar. So very central to the room. The other thing that you discover as you're moving around is a fallen off tap logo under the chairs.
Oh, okay, cool. For one of the beer taps.
Oh, interesting.
Do we know what that looks like?
Yeah, so you pick it up. It says Devil's Avocado.
Devil's avocado. Okay, so that's fallen off one of the.
Looking back at the beer taps,
We never looked at what the other ones were labeled as.
Yeah, were other ones labeled?
What are the labels on those beer taps?
Indeed. So you have 5 taps in total. The first tap is the Iron Giant.
Lovely.
Second one is Desert Paradise. Third one is Attention to Details.
Oh no.
Oh, fuck.
Calling
I
us
don't like
out.
that.
The fourth one is Empty.
Great.
As in,
No,
it
there is
doesn't
no
have a
logo.
thing on it.
It's missing.
Yeah, great.
Yes. And the fifth one is Carlsger.
Okay.
There is also, of note, an empty sign hung around 3 of the taps. The
Oh,
Iron
okay.
Giant, Attention to Details, and the blank one.
Okay.
Okay. Did we need to get a code out of those things?
Do you know where to start? That's a lot.
Initials?
Yeah, hard to say, especially with some of them being empty. That makes you wonder if you should be including certain things.
Yeah. Do we?
How much of a
empty
cryptic
out the
crossword is
words?
this?
It's INGT
Or just IT?
or just IT. It as dough.
What? Where was that?
I'm emptying out all of the empty ones. Iron
Oh,
Giant
right.
becomes it.
Yep.
Attention becomes as. Devil's Avocado becomes do.
Hmm.
It as do.
Interesting.
Do as it.
Okay. I do not know what to do with that immediately. It might be something where if I stared at it for long enough I could, but we should look at that newspaper. We still forgot
let's look
about
at the
it.
newspaper. I didn't forget. I avoided. Can we have a look at the newspaper?
You can indeed.
Today, this person did a murder. All solved on page 4.
Well, you come across 2 different articles that are of note and that are interesting to you. The first one and the second one have now been both uploaded.
Oh,
Ooh,
sweet.
okay. So we're looking at these two articles. Now, I haven't opened either of them yet, but I do see that one of them is called Murder and one of them is called Not a Model Citizen. Which do you think we should look at first?
Lexi, what do you reckon? Do you have a preference?
I mean, I think that we'll start off with the murder one, if you prefer.
Fair.
Sure, let's have a look at Murder.
This looks like it's right
Ooh.
at the start of the paper.
All right.
Mhm.
So it looks like it's the Daily Mail.
I am not convinced that that's necessarily an M.
It looks like this is the Daily. Ooh, I'm a newspaper. Wednesday, October the 4th, 2023.
Ah.
Murder investigation continue. Police are still investigating the high-profile murder of Police Commissioner Deckard.
Ah,
We are still
we're in
investigating.
Blade Runner now.
But we urge anyone with
Goodness.
any information to please come forward, officials stated in a press conference earlier today. Well, this has yet to be confirmed. Sources say that this may be linked to as many as 3 other high-profile murders this year, all connected by a shred of tobacco leaf in the mouth of the victim.
Okay, dead police commissioner and connected murders. What a coincidence that you managed to find this newspaper article from roughly the time that we're recording and incorporate it into the room.
It was so fortunate, honestly. Like, I was
Thank
just
God
trolling
for
the internet
murders.
last night, and wow, the world's a wild place.
Yeah. Which is all my way of saying, damn, this looks great. This is really good imaging.
There are some very handy online tools. I cannot take credit for this.
Do you know why this is looks so good?
Hmm?
It's because it has the ink from a different article written on the back of the paper.
Like
that
you're
you can
seeing
see
through it a little bit.
Like, how good is
It's
that?
really cool.
Well, that's fun.
Great. This feels like it is more clue than puzzle, right?
No.
What?
If you do take the first letter
Ah.
of every, it doesn't say anything.
Great. So yeah, I think that this is interesting that a police commissioner has recently died, and this is a connected thing.
Okay, let's
Happily,
look at the other.
it's not Detective Jonathan Coulson was
Oh,
murdered.
yeah, that's true. Shall we look at this other
Yeah, let's
article?
do this.
Not a model citizen.png.
Not a model citizen. Shoplifting can be a compulsion, even for the rich and famous. It has been revealed that former weightlifter turned fitness and lifestyle guru Irina Rossi Rossi was arrested earlier this year for swiping over $1,300 worth of merchandise and was taken to jail. Irina was released on $5,000 bail and later said that she was under the influence of prescription drugs at the time. In response to this, Irina announced she would be taking a break to focus on herself. This is not the first time she has been in the news for stealing. The kleptomaniac was photographed allegedly stealing a lighter from a store last year. However, no charges were pressed. Great. That's helpful.
Okay, so that says that
putting
the
person to person.
bodybuilder who's been stealing something is Irina Rossi.
Nice.
Don't know what to do about this, but that's fine.
So
we still
need
don't know a
to-
name for denim, but
We need to figure out our person 6, don't we?
true.
Interesting.
All right, we still must have more investigating
Where
to
should
do.
we go next?
Investigating.
There was one more thing that I wanted to investigate. I don't know how foolish this is. Can I check the dead person's shoes? You never know.
You absolutely can check the dead person's shoes.
Why? Why is shoe thinking?
When I was in
Inside-
high school, sometimes I would put money in my shoes.
Okay. Don't tell
You
them.
never know.
Don't tell everybody they're going to steal your shoes.
Inside the left sock, you find a phone.
Yes!
Okay. Can
Thank
we charge
you,
it?
unhygienic high school Danny.
So you have currently found 2 different phone chargers so far.
Mm.
The first one, the oldest one that is already plugged in, doesn't fit.
Mhm.
This does, however, fit the one that you found inside the grey satchel.
Nice,
Great.
nice,
Can we
nice.
just do a pull out, swap them over, plug in?
Yeah, let's plug it in.
You can. It slowly begins to charge. Being a modern phone, it takes a little bit of time, you know.
That's okay,
Um,
but I'm just hoping they're lax about security.
They are not. As it boots up, you see that it requires a code.
555! 555!
It requires a 4-digit code.
0,
0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0.
000 does not work.
Oh, come on.
That was the default code. We need to find out
8765.
to see any 4 numbers. Um,
Interesting.
We want a number that is relevant to the band Guns and Corpses. I don't
Wait,
know.
why you think that belongs to...
I don't know. It was their phone charger. And everyone knows phone chargers can only charge your
Wait,
phone.
we don't know that the bomber jacket belonged to them, do we?
Oh, yeah, you're right. We didn't. In fact, we explicitly don't think it does because it isn't denim.
Yeah.
Well, garum.
Okay, I want to connect that. Like this, we've got this iron-on patch. That's very charactery. Did we see anything on any of the other characters' belongings at the chairs and tables that felt like it would connect that to them?
Absolutely not. There
Oh,
doesn't
yeah, I
seem
don't
to
think
be
so.
anything from the 3 other passengers that would be connected.
Gotcha. So we haven't used this book of codes yet.
No,
That
we
is always
haven't used the
something.
book of codes. They still haven't found anything that I think, like, that's a word I want to throw into a book of codes, you know? Like, there's no guns or corpses.
No, this index of code words that we've got is quite late in the alphabet, late S down to Z. So we
Yeah.
can't say for iron giant, find one for iron,
No.
which would have been very tempting, and I'm sad that I can't.
Do you know what's about those beers? They are named. They
I feel
like
so
a code,
targeted by attention to details.
Right? It's just rude.
Have we done anything?
Attention to details.
Oh no, don't.
But there's nothing in Iron Giant.
Oh, thank
that's
God.
a number.
um,
Unless iron is spelt with an E at the end.
It is
we haven't done
not.
anything.
Iron.
We haven't done anything with, say, the ice.
Oh, can
I
we dig around the ice and just as a search? Is this a search fail? Because now that we know that we're expected to do
That we
stuff like
can
search under
search,
tables
we
and
should
search inside
search.
shoes, we should do a more thorough search. Can we dig in the ice?
You go to open the ice compartment. It seems wedged shut, as if it's frozen over a little bit.
Hmm.
You do, however, have a sharp implement at your disposal.
Sure.
Oh yeah, can we knife it open?
As you knife open the ice compartment, you find an old phone, a blockier
What?
phone.
Ring.
Well, how do we make this decision?
What do you mean?
We're currently charging the first one.
We-
Wait, there were two
there were
ports,
two
weren't there?
plugs.
Yes!
Mhm.
I thought I needed to swap them.
Can we plug this phone in as well? You know what
In fact,
happened?
This one doesn't even need charging because it's
Somebody-
an old phone.
Somebody
Oh, what?
spilled somebody spilled some rice inside the phone, so they had to put it in
Oh.
a big thing of water to get it out.
Makes sense.
What is the old phone like? When you say an old phone, as in like it's literally just it can call and that's it. It's literally a phone.
This one does have like early, like I'd say it's probably like late noughties.
Okay, so Snake.
Oh, wait, late noughties?
That's still early. That's early.
That's early smartphone.
Early. Is it? When was the first iPhone?
2007.
2007?
Yeah. I was drawing.
What was iPod Touch?
Look at the phone that I was drawing.
Yeah, you were drawing like an old.
I was
phone.
drawing a 1989 mobile.
Oh,
This
wow.
is old for people who are younger than us. That's what this is.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Um,
I'm
okay.
trying to make it more relevant,
An
and I didn't want to show my own
ancient.
age.
An ancient phone from 2014. Okay, so we have a phone. Is there anything we can we anything interesting on the phone if we look
Yeah,
around?
people from the noughties didn't use passwords.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't play the
So
passwords
this
back then.
phone itself seems pretty new, and it requires a 4-digit code to open.
0000.
Wait, so this was the new one? Not the old one?
No, it is it is an old
Old-
phone, but it
old
doesn't
model.
look like old model
Yeah.
but new.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a new old phone. Does 0000 work?
It's-
Does it still using its default code?
It does. The phone unlocks.
Oh, because it was
Bra, bra,
newish.
bra, bra.
I see.
Within this, you instantly see that there is 2 things that are open on it, and nothing else seems to be on this phone at all. So the first thing that you find is a text message from an unknown number,
Ooh.
which has now been uploaded.
Oh. Text message reads Remember, the devil's in the details, and don't forget the evidence.
This is exciting.
The devil's avocado, is in the details.
Oh, no.
Attention to details. The devil is in the details, Danny. And don't forget the evidence. Okay, and what was the other thing on this phone?
The second thing is a screen grab of a wiki article.
All right. Danny, would you like to have a look at this?
First of all, I apologize. There's so much text in this.
No, all good. Hunter 96. Hunter Simmons, born May 4, 1996, better known as Hunter 96, is an Australian VTuber, Twitch streamer, and social media personality. They are best known for their live streams on Twitch. They also broadcast video game content, most notably in Grade, Shadow Legends, and Half Month. Are those 2 different games?
No,
Or is
no,
the
that's
and
a-
part of it?
That's a reference to Raid Shadow Legends
Yeah, is
and
the
Fortnite.
Good. Just making sure. They are currently the most followed streamer on Twitch. Great.
Okay.
You're making fun of me not playing online games very much.
Now, they were born in 1996, which puts them in their late 20s.
Yes.
They could be the corpse.
Yes.
This could be the corpse.
Yes. And what, they were just Wikipediaing themselves, or someone else
No,
was
this is someone getting the
Wikipediaing them?
target.
Yeah.
I've seen him.
That's
I
cool,
can
that's
tell.
cool.
He looks just like a VTuber. That looks like the face of a man who plays half month.
Or a person.
Or a person. Okay, so someone has a Wikipedia article about Hunter 96. And then they also have a message about the devil being in the details, which is another reference to details, and we have devil in details.
2 thoughts. One is that, yes, the whole devil and details and things like that does make me want the beer taps.
Yep.
It says details, and the punctuation in this text is not all there. So it makes me want to go through and correct it all and see if that does something. But I don't know if adding an apostrophe and a full stop and 2 capital letters will do much.
Wait a
Like,
minute.
if you reply to the text with just correct all the grammar, you get back number cannot be found.
Okay.
I don't know how to solve the rest of this room, Danny. You should do it for me.
Understood. Okay. Devil in the details.
That really brings us straight back to this this beer tap.
It really does.
Well, we found Devil's Avocado. We also have one called Attention to Details. We know that it's empty. We know that Devil's Avocado is empty. We know that Iron Giant is empty. But I don't quite see it. Can we pull those taps and see if anything happens?
Sure, which ones would you like to pull?
The empty ones.
Sure.
So, if you try to pull all 3 empty ones at the same time, or one by one?
One by one. In fact, pull all of them one by one just to see what
Alrighty.
happens.
So, when you pull the Iron Giant one,
Mm.
a little compartment opens, revealing an iron key.
What?
All right.
Oh, man. Should have been paying more attention.
When you pull the second one, you get beer.
Okay.
Right.
And when you pull 3, you hear a kind of a bit of a clunking noise, but nothing happens. That's
Sure.
the same for 4.
Great.
And for 5, you also get beer.
Can we pull 3 and 4 together because the devil is in the details?
You can indeed. As you do so, another small secret compartment opens below, revealing a safe.
What?
What?
Okay.
And this safe
Yeah.
requires 5 letters.
Oh, no. I know where we've seen 5-letter things before.
Where have we seen 5 letters?
The code book.
Oh, the code book. You're right. The code book, when we looked back at that code index, the ones that were there presented in this index were all 5 letters long. I'll puff you, boy.
Now, I don't want to try all of them,
No,
obviously.
that'd be
But
silly.
are there any that seem particularly relevant?
Stripes, sublimed,
Well, how
sugar
about
section.
wood alcohol? Is wood alcohol normal What is wood alcohol?
Teak.
Okay.
Thresher, ticks, tupelo, toweling, tissues, TNT, ties, vases, veal. Do we have one for tobacco leaf? No.
That
Walnut.
would require you to turn to a different page.
Yeah, exactly. Wayne. Does that say Wayne?
Yeah.
Warbles, whitewood, wolframite, wood alcohol. Come back, zinc, and zinc.
I say we try the letters of wood alcohol because it says alcohol. And if that doesn't work, then we quit.
Sure, we'll try wood alcohol.
we
and
we
if that
stop
doesn't
trying
work,
this, we
we'll-
don't quit.
We'll keep trying something else.
I was going to say, please don't quit. No, yeah, you try that code. It unfortunately does not work.
No problem.
Okay, I don't know what we do need. Let's use the iron key because we can open the iron locker.
Let's hope.
Alrighty, you go ahead and open up the iron locker. In here, you see a couple of hangers, first of all. One hanger has the entire train conductor outfit available. So you see that there is a navy blue jacket, navy blue trousers, navy blue
Wrong color
waistcoat,
trousers. Wrong color trousers. Wrong color trousers.
Yes.
Alarm. Whip, whip, whip,
Excellent.
whip. Go on.
and a hat. The second hanger is empty. In the third one, you find a long black coat.
Can we riffle through that coat?
You can indeed. Inside this coat, you find what seems to be a pouch of tobacco leaf. In addition, inside this locker, you find two other things. One is a little noteboard, like a little cork board for like pinning notes to the back of it. The first one that you find, which you've actually kind of bypassed,
Sure.
is that it's an Uno card that with
Oh.
devils in the details written on it.
Oh no.
Devils in the Details +2. It's a +2 Uno card.
Ah.
So to tell us to do the +2 to do the cipher.
Gotcha.
Although it does also have 2 weird dots on it, but I'm
Oh,
assuming
sorry,
it's
that's for the stapling. Sorry, I was
Sure.
trying to be fancy with my design, and it gets the better of me sometimes. Okay, and the second thing that you find is you see a message that simply reads, "Someone's changed the safe code. Can't figure it out."
Oh no.
So that was also on the corkboard. And the final thing that you also find in here is an emergency hammer for breaking the windows
Excellent.
in case of an emergency.
Oh, fun. Let's break the glass jar.
Oh no. I mean, wait, glass jar?
Glass container.
Oh,
For the book.
The thing.
Let's free the book.
The glass shatters everywhere in an incredibly satisfying way. You discover this this book. You now have full access to the book. Should you wish
Wonderful.
to turn to a
And
different
so
page.
we will turn
Woo.
to the page that is referenced that leads us to Tobacco Leaf.
As you do so, you uncover another page of the document.
Brilliant. I was starting to worry that those ones that we already had these random 5-letter combos on this index page
What all that we
were
had?
all codable as well. We're all cipherable.
Oh, God, cipher.
Oh,
Honestly,
boy.
It actually terrified me. So yeah, I've included the full page here. Just for
Holy
the
cow.
the
Okay.
podcast, I'm going to say you can look towards the top left.
Thank you.
Yeah. Tobacco Leaf is... The code for Tobacco Leaf is ZAYGT. Zagat.
How did they interpret this? How did they get to that?
They just arbitrarily assign them.
That's really difficult to understand.
Well, can we zag it over to the safe?
You can indeed. The safe pops open with Zagat. And inside, you find two things. Well, technically three things. You find what appears to be a bottle of sleeping pills,
Nice.
All right.
a bottle of laxatives,
Okay.
Okay.
and you also find a syringe that has a little bit of chocolate on the tip.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
Okay. Death by chocolate. We'll put some poison in it too.
Goodness gracious.
So these are the tools that the killer employed.
Yeah, so that makes it feel like someone was given sleeping pills.
Yep.
Someone, presumably Miss Rossi, was given laxatives
Yep.
because she
Oh,
went to
the sleeping pills
bathroom.
were for the detective who was like, I'm going to take a nap.
Could well be, yeah.
Yep.
Although apparently 2 pints also knocked out the writer. That could have been sleeping pills too. I don't
Could have
know.
been, could have been. Oh, good point. That could well have been.
And injections into chocolate. The who was it? No, it was the bodybuilder again who was thieving candy wrappers.
Yeah.
Who else could have been
Or is that
chocolatey?
to put one of these pre-existing things into the chocolate?
Yeah, that also makes sense. That's how you.
To get the
That's how
laxative
you would do that
to a person.
potentially. That makes sense.
That's why it was 2 things. It was actually 3 things.
Yep.
Okay. So it seems to me that somebody was posing as the bartender, hence why they didn't pour their drinks very well, and had access to this safe to hide their whatevers.
Mhm.
And they poisoned the things that were available for them to poison. Sleeping pills in the drinks, laxatives in the lollies on the counter that
Mhm.
they knew the person was going to steal and eat,
Mhm.
to clear the car to commit murder.
Because they wanted to murder passenger 6.
Because they wanted to murder Hunter 96, who I guess is passenger 6?
How's that newer phone looking? The more recent.
It is ready to go if you want to try and
mobile phone.
input a code.
Okay. Well, I mean, should we try Hunter 96 first, or would that be too obvious?
Say Hunter 96.
So it is just a 4-digit code.
Okay.
So
Hold on, where's
Hunter
that wiki
96
article
wouldn't be
again?
a thing.
Oh, yes. Wiki.
The bottom one, yeah.
Wiki.
Okay. Should we go 4596?
Yeah, we have their birthday.
With
4596.
4596, the code, the phone, with 4596, the phone unlocks.
Yes.
First thing that happens as it's turning on is you get a string of messages from manager being, hey, where are you? What's going on? The police need to talk to you, apparently. Pick up the phone. What's going on?
So why were they killed? Did they witness an earlier crime, perhaps? They are a live streamer. Did they live stream a crime?
Where's the newspaper again?
Yeah. Newspaper about the murder.
There is one other thing with the phone.
Yes, we will definitely scour it further.
A message from an unknown number saying, where's the photo?
Where's the photo?
Give it up.
Give up the photo. We know you have a photo of me doing a silly dance. I'm a murderer. I don't do dances. Well, it seems like they must have an incriminating photo that they're trying to
like it.
ransom.
Okay.
Within the phone, you may have an option to open up recent photos.
Of course,
that
where's
makes
the
sense.
photo?
People take photos on phones.
Let's look through the phones on the phone toe.
As you open up the photos, you can see that some of the recent ones were from what seemed to be a simple dinner party. And so you can see a selfie of Hunter. So you can see Hunter's face right in the middle. And in the background, you can see what looks to be, given that you are, murder enthusiasts, you do follow the news, you know what a Commissioner Deckard looks like. And you can see Commissioner Deckard in the background of this photo at the next table. And standing over it, you can see what appears to be a waiter who seems to be doing something to Deckard's drink.
Yes, he's dressing his staff. It's their MO.
It's what they do.
It's their M.
And I suppose we could do a little bit of confirmation. You say that looks like Hunter in the picture.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Hunter's the corpse.
At this point, yeah, I reckon you've made that connection.
That looks like Hunter on the dead person's face as well.
Would you like to do a denouement as the
Well,
staff
hold on,
back
wait.
in with the four passengers? Or
Do we know whether someone's the killer?
Damn right. It's whoever is disguising themselves as Passenger 6.
I thought they were disguised as the...
Passenger 6 was Hunter.
Oh, and then they swapped their stuff because they were wearing the thing.
Yeah.
They came over to kill...
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
All right,
yeah.
you do the denouement.
No,
alrighty,
I'm
so
scared of this. I don't do this that
I'll
often.
set you up. Welcome, everybody. There has been a murder on this train. A murder most foul. Yes, you all rhubarb. Now, any one of you could have been the killer, but only one of you was. Was it you, Jay Coulson? No. Or was it? Was it you, the writer, down on his luck, just wishing he could kill someone for a thrill before he dies? Or was it Rossi, the bodybuilder, on a diet that makes you so angry you could kill? No, it wasn't any of you. Danny, take it away. Who did it?
On first inspection, it appears to be a simple case of someone murders a bartender. A crime that none of us ever usually care about. 1,000 of them
Bartenders
happen
are
a week.
Dime a dozen. Who needs them?
And yet, you look closer, and it appears that the stab wound, the fatal
Stab
thing,
wound.
penetrated merely a shirt, not the jacket that marks them as a member of staff.
And they can't take those off or they disappear, I think.
Indicating, as evidenced by the locker and the fact that one of the coat hangers has some clothes missing, and some of the clothes don't match what this
It all
person
holds
is
up
wearing.
in court, is what we're saying.
This person is no bartender. Detective Coulson, you can attest to this, can't you? That bartender couldn't tend a bar.
Yeah, that's the way
They were
around.
pitiful at their job. So not only is this person not a bartender, the person who was serving you drinks all night was no bartender. When poor Hunter 96 haplessly went to the counter for a glass of water, they did not expect instead to be served a knife to the chest.
A glass of death.
And then, with all the other passengers asleep or otherwise preoccupied, their body was possibly dragged over the counter or manhandled in some way. A quick clothes swap took place, and now the murderer is Hunter 96.
And the killer is you! Oh, he's already gone. He knew we were onto him and he left. Oh, well.
We really should lock the doors
We
more.
should have locked the doors if we did. He's been gone for
If
ages.
only steam trains went a little bit faster, that wouldn't have been an option.
He jumped out of the window. He's gone.
So I will say the conductor would have locked the door coming in after them, knowing, like, being, starry-eyed at the revelation that the podcasters were about to put on a show for.
Great.
And yes, the fourth passenger that you see before you is wearing a denim jacket over a navy blue waistcoat and navy blue trousers.
Oh,
That's
my.
it. You should have changed your pants, man. And
You
not
were
left
so
us
happens
safe
too
full of
much.
evidence.
Too modest to take the pants off the dead person. That's quite a mistake. Or, I guess, Miss Rossi just got back from the bathroom a hint early.
Maybe.
Clunking footsteps down the hallway to let you know that she was coming.
And with that, you have solved the mystery of the tobacco leaf killer, or as I like to call this episode, Trainger Danger.
Beautiful!
I feel pretty good.
Thank you for listening to Escape This Podcast. Don't forget to tune in next week for Podcast This Escape, where we debrief with our guest and discuss the escape room that we just escaped from.